Hi, I want to show you how to download some of the PurePaths that I've uploaded to the community. And basically also take this as a little tutorial how to not only download PurePaths, obviously, because this is something hopefully everybody's familiar with how to download files, but also import them into Dynatrace and then look at these PurePaths. So what I've done here, you can go to the Dynatrace Compilate PM community and then click on Share Your PurePath. There are some instructions on how you can actually download the client, or you can also register for the full free trial to get the full product. But if you just wish to look at PurePaths, feel free to download the client, the standalone client, and then download some of these PurePaths. So I downloaded that, and then I've also installed my client. And basically, in order to import a session or a PurePaths, you go to Tools, Import Session, and then you basically pick the file. And I've downloaded, let's see, the 3 examples. Let's go to Easy Travel, and then you can decide whether you are importing it to your offline client, meaning everything will really just be stored on your client and you can analyze it through a client, or if you're connected to a Dynatrace server, you can pick the server where this stored session is then going to be uploaded, and other people that are connected to the same server can analyze it as well. I'll do it offline just to show you how this works. Click on Import. Session is imported. And now I have my session here. I can right click and now I can start analyzing and drill down this session. I really like the transaction flow. Click on transaction flow, and then you can see what data is available in that session. You see the end-to-end from, there's UEM data in here from the user that used the browser through the web server, through all the different Java and .NET tiers, all the way back to the database. You can hover over these dots here, and then, for instance, on the database side, say, show me the database calls. This is one way to analyze it. Another way to analyze it, which I really like, if you go to your monitoring dashboard, then you can also pick your stored sessions or imported sessions from here, just like I do, Easy Travel Baseline. And then again, you will see the transaction flow because that's a critical component to Dynatrace, but then you also see options to analyze the visits. If it's UEM data, you can analyze all the different visits, not only seeing where they came from, but also what they did. And from here again, right-click and then do the additional drill downs, for instance, to the PurePath, which is our core technology, as you probably know. And then picking, I always like to pick the ones that are slow or have a lot of nodes so that you get the full richness of Dynatrace from the web request as executed by the browser into the Java tier, over web service tiers, into Hibernate, and then for every PurePath again, the transaction flow. So really handy. What I also like is clicking on applications. If you click on applications, you see the different applications that were part of the exported Dynatrace session, all the PurePaths. And for instance, if you pick one app, you can say, hey, show me, let's say, the web request performance dashboard. And then you see the individual URLs. You can click on the URL, and then for that URL, you see the transaction flow on the bottom. You also see the response time hotspot, which is very handy. So you can see in which API and which layer of the application time was spent. I can see most of the time is on the web server, some time on JSF and JDBC. You can click on these tiers, and then you can analyze which methods were actually contributing to that. So a lot of different ways of analyze the data. Another way that I really like is if you move the mouse to the left, you can see on your offline section now your stored session, and from here you can always directly access, for instance, the PurePaths, or you can look at them through the web request dashlet, which basically shows you all the URLs that have been captured in that session, and then from these URLs, for instance, picking the slowest one, the journey service, find journeys, right-click, drill down, and for instance, show me the method hotspot. So now I see which methods were slow on this particular URL, or if you like to, obviously, always drill down to the PurePath. And by the way, if you have your own PurePaths and you want to share them with us, pick any PurePath that you have or several of them, right-click and say export. That will then export a Dynatrace session file that you can upload again. Or you can, if you have a stored session on your local machine already, right-click on that stored session and export it again to a file that you can then upload. Like just jump over again to our Share Your PurePath community page. and either upload it here, or also feel free to just click on send it to us via email. Then I will receive it and we'll have a look at it. And we are happy to give away some additional free trial licenses for those of you that are actually happy to share the data with us. We'll give you obviously feedback on the stuff we see in there. I want to give you some recommendations on how to optimize these PurePaths. But on the other side, I also want to then give you a little more than that. We also give you some extended free trial licenses. That's it. I hope you enjoy looking at PurePaths, figuring out what Dynatrace can really do for you. And if you want to do it on your own application, sign up for the free trial and basically get started with it, right? Some easy steps to get started. Thanks a lot.